Hello, hello, hello.
Good morning.
Uh, how are you, bro?
I'm doing great. Nice to meet you.
And I'm nice to meet you too,
All right.
Mr. Gioveka.
Yeah. Tell me something about your Dota history. How did you start playing Dota?
Okay. I was actually a league player. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
this year I picked like I don't know 8K, 9K MMR in Dota, like similar to league. But I
All
deleted league and
right.
started playing Dota.
Why
In the
did that
last two
happen?
months, I mean, Dota is a far greater game. I just didn't know.
So that's great to hear. I never played much League, but I had my suspicions. Interesting.
I mean, it had a taste of like you had like it was it had different parts from Dota that separated league and it was fun.
Mm-hmm.
But like after time, it just became very monotone in every game with very meta picks and no versatility. But in
All
like
right.
Dota, you have to itemize and picks are very very how do I say? Um, not it's not very like the game is very deterministic. Every action is
Yeah.
like chains to another one, and you just have to think like surely has needs much more thinking process. That's why I like Dota more right now.
Interesting. All right. This is going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to hear
Yeah.
your perspective on things then. That's cool.
Okay. By the way, I've played like Dota
Mm-hmm.
for 100 hours each year for like 10 years.
Okay.
Great. Like I had 1,000 hours from like 2014, but now I have 200 hours this last 2 months
Yeah. Yeah.
because I'm like I just deleted and now it's my prime game. I mean I don't
All
play that
right.
much in right now, but I can say that like I played much in these two recent months, and
Okay.
I'm improving. I like started like a 900 MMR
Yeah.
two months ago, and now I'm like 2000 ish.
Wow, that's great. That's cool. You just need a lot of games to
Thank
even
you.
if you win all of them, you still need a lot of work to get there. That's amazing. So you're the Kenpachi, right?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Really interesting. Really interesting.
I
All
don't know.
right.
I feel like I can go much higher because uh, I don't know. I just like I have the fundamentals from the league.
Yeah.
It's not very very different,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially in
There
low
have to be
elo.
similarities.
Yeah, but I'm just I had very much high success like Win Ranger and like SF or like safe lane heroes.
Yeah.
Like they're easy picks to me, but I don't know. Ember is much more fun, and I just spam Ember and I just lose every game. But whatever.
That's definitely worth it. Yeah, yeah. There some heroes. They require a little bit of time, but they're really worth the effort to get into. Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know because I like I searched a bit like I watched the guide. They say that Ember Spirit doesn't really have that many good matchups,
Mm-hmm.
and like I was a bit surprised because like I just win my opponents easily, but even if like in higher ranks, if the matchups are not that good and the Ember is if the Ember is not that great in like late game or
Mm-hmm.
like after the laning phase, what's the point of playing Ember? That's the question that I'm asking.
You mean what the strengths of Ember are?
Yeah. Why should I play Ember if he has that much weakness?
I think Ember's great. I think Ember's a hero that you can definitely spam, and he's super, super strong. Even going to the late game, he has a very early item build, and he can snowball the game pretty hard. He's extremely mobile, so he can get
Mm,
around lanes and he can punish mistakes. He can get out of tricky situations, so he's a very forgiving hero as well if you know how to use the ulti. And he can flash run pretty easily.
Yeah, flash farming is definitely a thing. But I also played Storm Spirit a bit,
Mm-hmm.
and Storm Spirit felt much like more like I felt the power every
Mm-hmm.
with every kill I get because you just uh, like lightning ball and kill the carry. Even in the late game, you just hex and throw stuff. But like with Ember in the late game, I don't know. I always go for the magical build, and you just can't just melt down people, or and
Mm-hmm.
also you can change the CC. I don't know. That's but I think that I can't.
Yeah. So what I can recommend is that you just stick with the hero that you feel are strong. In Dota, I think you really can pick any hero to get to immortal or to get really high ranks. There's no such thing as as a skill gap. Maybe if you pick a support hero like Oracle that completely relies on saving other teammate and like is centered around an ultimate like that, then it could be a little bit more difficult. But for most of the heroes, you can just spam them regardless.
Yeah, I can see. Okay.
Cool.
So if you want, I can show you a game I
Mm-hmm.
recently played. Let me just see.
Yeah, you can share a replay ID with me, and then I can stream it.
Okay, okay. I have many games, by the way. I'm just looking for like how do I say? I have much like last 10 games always like all are red. Like I lost, but
Mm-hmm.
like this my scores are like 20 to 5, like 90
Mm-hmm.
to 2. Like I'm just decide I couldn't decide which game is the best. Uh um okay. I can give you the ID.
Yep.
Uh can yeah, okay, I'll just post it in Discord. By the way, where are you from, bro?
Germany.
Oh, Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Uh I just went to Germany this year for the first
Mm-hmm.
time.
Cool. Hope you enjoyed it.
In the Bochum city.
All right.
Great country.
I'm gonna start the stream. There we go. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The replay is older than 8 days. After 8 days, you cannot watch replays anymore.
No. Okay, wait. 8 days.
But I like the item build and I like the item timings. This looks good.
Wait. Okay, thanks. Uh, shit. Oh, okay, okay, wait. So today is 23. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have a game for, like from like a time ago, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's the issue with it. Okay, not definitely this game is not worth to watch. What about this? It says 14, 8 days, 22. Oh my God. Like, is it always the case with 8 days?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we can try it,
Okay.
but if I download it, for example, if I try to download this game, it just stuck at downloading.
Yeah. Sorry, just didn't know. If I knew, I just spammed a few games before I just slept. I
Don't
didn't
worry.
know. 8 teams are just too less.
We can also, if you have a hero of interest, we can look up a few pro replays and just see what they're doing. And then we can compare it, talk about like why they're doing it, how it impacts the game.
Yeah, sure. I feel like I can get it. The most problem, like the main problem, is I have in the same, like in all games I lose and also win. I just have the same problem.
Uh-huh.
When like I just stonewall. Okay, I have a lead, but I just couldn't transition into anything. Like let's say I just get the tower, the mid lane tower falls, and I'm ahead. Then I start to look for the other turrets in the other lanes. Mostly I just place a remnant in a safe place and just push and like try to just get towers by like putting remnants and do this stuff. But I don't know, somehow my team always keeps losing, even like when I'm joining the fights.
Okay.
I don't really know. Yeah.
Give me a second. I'm gonna watch and see if I can find a cool replay. That might be one. Yeah, this looks like a strong early game. Gonna check this out real quick.
Oh, 9-47. That's
Okay, time for me to learn the rules of Dota. I'll just be skimming this as you play.
Right.
The bag didn't even exist before I arrived.
I'm gonna just poke at many things, and if you feel like you know anything already, or you don't, or you want to skip this, just let me know. So for starting items, it's pretty simple. I think this is basic on really a lot of heroes, even on the carry heroes. And then an option you have is you can skip one iron branch or even two, and then you can have more gold for your bottle, so you don't need all of the lasters for the wave. And you get the bottle at the minute 120. So this is the time where you wanna deliver yourself the bottle, and then you have it in time to get the moderns.
yeah, that makes sense.
Now, murder each other for my amusement.
I think playing for runes is not always necessary. Usually we just block the creep wave, and then we have a better wave.
I always contest if there is a thing because I don't know, like there is always a free bounty rune just standing there, so I don't know. I just take the free gold. Like there is no contesting right now.
Yeah, and so at the beginning, I think it goes really either way. But there's some matchups where if the enemy blocks it, your lane is going to be really rough, and he can just zone you. But usually at a low MMR rank, this is not going to be abused from the enemies. So yeah, you can just try either way, and then just see what works and stick with it. But I personally, I like to block every single wave, because even if you get a bounty, that's like 40 gold, and some random teammate can pick it up. And if you have to use spells, or if you fall low in HP, then you're really in a disadvantage for the laning stage. That would be my line of thinking.
I don't really know about this matchup. you can play. I mean, I'm just looking at. I think Bristleback is not really a hard matchup because you can poke him, and he has no sustain either. And also you have the shield, so it's really, I think, an Ember favorite matchup.
Careful what you
But I've never played.
Yeah, I see too. And he's surprised as well that this is a Bristleback mid lane. It's really uncommon, I think, as well. So he queues for the stick instantly. I think this is the right play. Maybe get the bottle and then a stick, because he's just spamming and stuff.
Bristleback is uncommon mid laner.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's usually played in the offlane.
Let us not forget
Yeah,
the
I know,
mistakes
but
Dire's courier made
I play him
brought
in
evil into its
middle
heart.
game,
Let
like
death be a lesson to us all.
like against Tuskar. I played in mid lane. I think.
Oh yeah, Huska's really good against Ember. He can stun him out
No,
easily.
I play the Bristle.
Ah, okay.
When I can play the Ember because of Tuskar, I just go for the Bristle. Okay.
Consider yourself
Okay,
denied.
there are many things happening.
Why isn't he just spamming the W, the second spell? That's one thing I noticed.
I think your goal as a mid laner, and I think as a core especially, is to get last hits as more than anything else. Your main goal is to get as much last hits as you can and boost your net worth to get a couple of items and then snowball with them. Harassing the enemy is either the basic goal of harassing the enemy is only to get the last hits, and if you can get them with the spells, for example, if you can use your W to get the last hits and you don't need it to zone off the enemy, then I would prefer doing that.
But doesn't he he just okay? Oh wait, is it because if he W uses the spell in the lane, it is getting pushed? That's why.
I think that's
Because,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, Bristol is just gonna push the lane into him anyways. So I think this is not really the thinking process. Yeah,
don't know,
I
I
just think that that Bristol doesn't really die. And even if you go for it, you're really committing a lot, and you can just boost the net worth and last hits. I think his power spike really comes around the Maelstrom timing or a little bit later into the game once he has a couple of levels, and then if he has a lot of farm, he can use that advantage and rotate on a map.
Okay. I really don't know. I feel like it's going to pop in third level W or fourth level. I don't know. I just feel like so. That was the thing that I was wondering. It's really easy to get kills in a winning lane with Ember.
Yeah.
Denied.
And here, and this is nice as well. He holds the skill point, so I didn't see the replay before as well. So we're gonna see what happens. But he's holding the skill point right now. He got level 4 already, and since this guy is low, he's holding the skill point. And then as soon as he has a creep advantage and he has more creeps on his, he has more friendly creeps against the enemy than enemy creeps against him, then he can go and try for a kill. Yeah, cool.
Do you go for the first spell if you're going to kill, like this guy does? Is it worth it?
Yeah. In this case, I think if you don't level it, this Bristleback is just running back to the tower.
One thing I noticed is the great key potential is very high when you all have the 3 spells, but every point is very valuable in Ember in early game.
Yeah.
Even if you don't go for the first spell, the other spells get very strong.
Yeah,
the cooldowns decrease, damage increases, especially the second spell.
Yeah, you're right. And according to that, the gameplay also has to change a lot. If you, for example, if you level Flame Guard a lot, then you can push out waves really quick and you can stack the camps and then you can farm the camps and stuff like that. And if you go for this, then you want to buy little items that help you to do physical damage, and then Blightstone and Orb of Corrosion makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so why did it leave?
Scanning the runes. And even with the old bounty there. Contesting the water rune.
Radiant have fortified their towers.
Okay.
And the main thing I want to point out here is the last hits that he has. I think this is going to be the biggest takeaway, especially at the beginning. Boosting the net worth is the most important thing. And usually the rule of thumb is if you manage to get 25 last hits in 5 minutes, then you're really good in time. And this guy just got 25 last hits in 4 minutes, which is incredibly quick. Like if you have that amount of last hits every game in 5 minutes, your win rate is just 60% automatically, even if you do the same things in the game. Yeah, because it's such a advantage to get high net worth in Dota. And if you can keep snowballing from that advantage, you're gonna see it, I think, really soon in this replay. That really impacts things. You can see personal back last hits, 17-2.
I mean, I can say that I am like CSing like 25 at 5 minutes. I don't really know, but I do say that it's my lasting is not that bad. I think I'm doing decent, but I don't know. The issue is I don't know how, but like I get to he kills one more time.
Yeah, he gets level 6.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
And then he can get a kill. And sorry, I interrupted you.
No, go on.
So the reason why that kill really worked is because he got the first kill at the beginning, and he got the item of corrosion quick enough, and then he's able to kite around this. And he also upgraded his stick to the magic wand, so he has a lot of charges and a lot of HP to play around. And with that small advantage that he gained from the beginning, he's suddenly a level ahead, and he can get into the next kill, and suddenly he's 2 levels ahead. And like if you're 2 levels ahead from the enemy mid laner, then you won mid lane pretty hard already. And small things like this, they just add up enormously. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, okay, just watch and I will ask it later in the game. Like,
Say again?
Let's continue, and I'll ask the same question later. So
Okay.
Just push the wave, okay.
Yeah, and as soon as the enemy dies, you want to push the wave, and there are a couple of reasons why he's doing that right now. The one thing is that you want to get rid of the enemy catapult as soon as possible, so it's not a threat to your own tower. And you, as a mid laner, your job is to protect your own tower, to push the enemy tower as soon as quickly, and then the next thing that's coming up is the minute 6 rune. And at minute 6, you always will be contesting one side of the runes. And the next thing that plays in with this is the ward timing. And usually you set a ward on one of your sides just to see the power rune at minute 5:20, and then you have vision of the rune and you can contest it. And with Ember, of course, you have the fire remnants. If Bristleback would be still alive, he would probably set one fire remnant here and then walk to the other rune, so he's able to contest it and pick it up.
Tower is being attacked.
He's pushing out the wave.
Bounty.
He's going for the rune. And now, as soon as we have the rune, we can look at the minimap.
Yeah,
and if we look at the minimap to rotate, what we want to look for is, this looks really good in my opinion, just from the minimap, because they're really far in. And just from the minimap, we can see, okay, bottom, they're pushing the bottom tower anyways, and this line, he's like chasing a Crimstroke, but the enemy carry is dead right now, so we don't really want to be there. And top lane, they're really close to your own tower. And then if you look top, or we can actually see his player perspective and see what he's seeing. Yeah, he sees that Phantom Assassin is in a bit of a hustle, and he sees that they're diving the tower. So he even chooses to TP in there. Makes a rotation, saves the PA.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and gets a really sweet kill.
Okay, so one thing I want to mention, I mean that this is of course like I would have gone top 2 because there is no action in bot lane either, and they're on the tower. But what do you think? Let's say the both top lane and bot lane is the safe lane and the off lane are in good ganking positions. Which lane will you prefer? They say that you should pressure the enemy safe lane.
Yeah. I think the enemy safe lane as well. If you can completely choose, and you're basically winning all the lanes, and you can choose which you kill, you want to kill the enemy safe laner, because if you reduce his net worth, it's gonna impact their game the most. Like if you just kill a support or an offlaner, he's just gonna respawn and be like, well, whatever, I'm gonna play now. And if you kill a carry, then you set back his timing. He's losing gold in the process. He's getting a later timing on his farming items, and his whole game delays. So the carry is the most vulnerable, I think, target at the beginning. And the carry needs to make sure to get as much gold as soon as possible. And if you interrupt that a couple of times, his game becomes really, really difficult.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
Okay. Oh, he just came back again.
Nah, sorry, I skipped back a little bit. We just saw it. So
Yeah.
so you get a kill there, and then he rotates back mid lane. This is pretty
Yeah,
usual.
sure.
Bright and breezy.
see what
Dire's
he's
middle
doing.
tower is being attacked.
Did he just check for something? I guess.
Yeah, maybe he was looking for the bristleback or for the troll. I didn't watch bottom in time enough here and pay attention, but maybe troll didn't show on the lane, and then he was looking, okay, maybe troll is
Middle
jungling.
tower taking damage.
Yeah. Now he's pushing again. And pushing midways, I think this is really important. There's a rule of thumb. It's if you push the enemy, or if you push waves better than the enemy team, you usually win the game. And
Really?
yeah, and I think it's really that easy, because if you push the waves, then you pressure them to show. Like this bristleback, he cannot be ganking any other lane because he has to defend the tower. And if you push waves, for example, if the towers are gone already, and if you push waves, then people have to react to it, and you basically have vision for free. Like creeps are like walking wards, and you can see areas, and you can see where enemies are and where they are not, just by having the creeps being pushed out.
Okay. One thing I want to question is, let's say I push the wave,
Mm-hmm.
and now like he's pretty much a lot of free time because he just pushed it under the enemy tower, and Bristol is still dealing with the creeps. Why not just go for hunting for the enemy safe lane?
Yep.
Rather than just go dive for a dive in top lane.
So I'm not sure what his decision making is now. But one thing, we don't see the troll right now, and Timbersaw is a hero that wants to play once he has level 6. So Timbersaw is still level 5, and we can wait until he has level 6 or even more, and then he can control this bottom area. And I actually, yeah, we can see, look forward to see his decisioning, if he even goes for a top.
I mean, top lane looks also makes sense because they're fighting. I don't. They're just on the tower.
Yeah, so he just cleans up 2 kills there. I think it's really because troll is zoned out already, and we don't have vision, and we're not strong enough in Timber yet to chase the troll. Timber just got level 6, and it's still valuable. Like if you're in the area again, my coach is calling this strafing. So you push out the wave, and then you strafe from left to right, and then you just wait for opportunities. And if opportunities arises, you can go for it. And if there's no opportunity, you can just go back to the mid lane and push it out.
Yeah, makes sense. Strafe.
Okay,
that's a word that I didn't know.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
Okay, he's being
Radiant's bottom tower under fire.
sweet.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
No, yeah, he can play super aggressive now.
Dire's top
Yeah,
tower
sure.
is being attacked.
But
Radiant's
he
bottom
doesn't
tower
try to
is
take
under
tower,
fire.
no? Okay.
Yeah. Ember is a hero that doesn't really hit towers. But you can do it like this. You can cut the wave behind the tower, and then you can pressure a tower a lot. And then you can set... corrosion is actually nice to take a tower, so you can get the debuff to the tower.
Yeah.
But your auto attacks against tower isn't really that strong.
Radiant's middle
I always try to push towers when I'm like pushing and pressuring lane. But he just, he just killed the guy. But it's because of the he had support coming to the lane.
Yeah.
I wonder like if he would go for a kill and the tower if the supports were roaming to mid lane.
Yeah.
Like,
So the idea of mobile heroes like Ember or Puck or Queen of Pain, something like this, they usually don't hit towers by themselves, but they get the kill around an objective, and that enables their teammates and you and the creep wave to take the tower afterwards. And for example, if you play, I don't know, draw ranger carry or sniper mid lane, then you can just constantly hit the towers by yourself. And those rotations are really, really nice from the supports, and they really it goes both ways. Of course, you can say he got the kill because of the support, but the support only came there because Ember is like 3 levels ahead of the Bristleback.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they go
I just
each ways.
I just wanted to point out not about the kill, but like he is hitting the tower right now because he just got a kill that was already in a pushing lane.
Yeah.
So it was no time loss. But I wonder if the Bristle was still in lane and there was no opportunity to kill. Would he just roam or try to push further? That's what I'm wondering. Probably you wouldn't push, right?
Yeah. I think he would roam. I think you're right. Yeah, he would be roaming if there's a Bristleback defending the tower and he's not able to kill the Bristleback and no support is coming in to rotate. Then I think he wouldn't be wasting his energy to run against the Bristleback. We always want to look against what heroes we're really strong right now. And I think he's super, super strong, for example, against Grimstroke or Earth Spirit, and he can play against them really effectively. And then we can also think, okay, what heroes are we strong with? Well, we need some sort of setup, maybe Shaman or Lion, and then we can go with them and try to play active together.
Okay. Now, like 4 enemies are missing.
Yeah.
And they're pushing tower.
Yeah, they can still push. The information that they had from the troll is that he's jungling somewhere. They don't know exactly where. And unless 3 people show up at the same time, they don't really have to go back. And the cool thing about Ember is that you're really, really quick to get out. Like, they don't have a immediate true stun. They have a stun that's coming in from the earth if he rolls in, or they have a Grimstroke silence. But all of those can be dodged if he's quick enough. And the next cool thing is that he's so incredibly far ahead that if they try to contest it, he can actually make a fight with that. And he still has his support in his back as well. And there's a Lion chilling here as well. So I think he feels pretty safe. And now we see 2 people top as well. If I would be the enemy, I wouldn't be defending this tower as well. Because it's just too late. They used the wards from Shaman, and this Ember is just way too strong. If I would be the enemy, I would try to avoid the Ember as much as possible and try to pressure lanes and force the Ember to rotate into places where he doesn't want to be. And from Ember perspective, we just took the tower. Now we can take the wave. We want to finish the Maelstrom. And then we have a really, really good power spike.
Dire's top tower is being attacked. Tower has fallen.
So the top tower just died, but his teammates still managed to TP in, and they're looking for a fight. And as an Ember, really there's not much to do right now. He already finished his Maelstrom, and the Maelstrom is in the courier, so he doesn't need to farm any creeps right now to get this item. And I think he's just moving top to join them and get any pickoffs he can find.
Yeah. But one thing I have to say is like the game feels very easy looking at this.
Yeah, definitely. It feels absolutely easy. It's like he's just running around and getting kills. And
like the thing is, my teammates are mostly I don't know what they are doing, but they are not in the map after taking the first tower. Like when we can hit the tier 2s, they just I don't know. Never seen them fighting. But there is always constant pressure with this team.
Yeah, especially at the beginning. Like, if you're a really good League player, you probably play with people who are also good at the game and actually think about moves and think about what they should be doing in the game. And at the beginning of Dota, you're probably gonna play the next 1,000 hours with people who don't really think about the game at all. They just have what they constructed in their mind once, and they play it on repeat until it works. So it's really your job, in order to excel, to guide your teammates to make the right move, to tell them, hey, I just got a power spike right now, let's do this, let's do that, and really communicate with them nicely. This is, I have a couple of friends that I play with, and they're like 2K, something like this, and it's super fun to play with them. But I really have to make every single move. I have to initiate every move. I have to tell them what to do and why to do it, and be gentle. And like, if you start to be toxic, then of course they don't do it. And so it's a Dota is a lot about communication and doing the right goal together. Yeah, and then he just rolls over it. But to capture this, the reason why the game looks like that is because he had so many last hits at the beginning and he won his laning stage.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, like I like do some decent thing. Like I feel that this kind of power in my games too, but the main issue was like I wasn't doing any objectives, but like looking at this game,
Yep.
like if I was Ember right now, yeah, I would just push it like this and go for other lanes. I mean, both lane tower is
Yeah.
you can play around it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I guess he just wants to take another wave and I will just go bot.
Yeah.
Really.
I really like it. I like that decision. My rule of thumb is also we take the enemy mid lane tower and then we take the enemy safe lane tower. And if we do that, this whole area of the map just opens up, and we can take it away from the enemy safe laner. So the enemy safe laner has to sit up here and farm, and the enemy mid laner sit up here, and the enemy off laner, and suddenly they have this little bit space, and we have all of the map to farm in, and then we're just slowly gonna win net worth, and like in this game they're 7k ahead. So it becomes easier and easier every single minute. He's only soft committing here because everybody's missing and his support wasn't behind him, but now he has a lion, so he can go in a little bit more aggressive. Sweet. And yeah, the game is pretty much over.
Really? Okay.
It's just super difficult, like unless they make a lot of mistakes, it's difficult for the enemies to come back here.
Yeah, in theory, yes, but not in my games. Okay. Yeah, yes. Okay, so death timers are pretty low right now. I feel like if you just push the bottom wave, they just gonna respawn and hold the tower again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not really practical to go Roshan at 12 minutes, I guess.
Yeah, you're right.
So you just go neutrals right now.
Yeah,
no?
Yeah. I think as an Ember here, you're just looking to get the kills. And then we have to keep in mind that we still have a Phantom Assassin farming. So there's still a winning condition we just have running. And as you say, it's only 12 minutes in. So there's really no pressure. We just want to take the opportunities that we can get. And what happens many times in low MMR is that people, they start with a good game like this. And then they suddenly start to try to take this tower and like really force it and try to go high ground or some crazy stuff. But all of this is not necessary. We don't need to overextend. We just need to boost our own net worth and get our carry into the late game. And then maybe minute 17, 18, we can really look for the towers. Or we can look for Shaman ulti and always play with it around towers. And then it becomes easier.
Okay.
So yeah. From the advantage position, it's important to just keep boosting the net worth and play the slow game and play it continuously without giving them the opportunity to get some kills back on you. Especially if you have a streak like 11-0. If you die once, you lose so much gold to the enemy that you gotta be a little bit careful with it.
So, at this point, I will just go top, try to take the enemy safely in tower. But he seems like because the PA is already farming, he just doesn't want to interrupt PA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right.
You just leave it.
Yeah, we wanna bring attention towards mid lane and to the enemy safe lane, so we can bring them away from the Phantom Assassin. And Phantom Assassin has a complete free game, and basically Phantom Assassin is gonna win you the game later on. Yeah, you're right. We don't want to interrupt our carry by farming. We just wait until he gets his item, and as you can see, he's going for Battle Fury. So even when he gets the Battle Fury, he wants to farm like 5 or 6 more minutes, and then we can play together and finish the game. So he's just sitting here around, looking for opportunities. Now he's a DD, which is great, and his Timbersaw is strong as well now. And let's see. Oh la la, and he does.
I was just about to say how bold he has. And he just died.
Yeah,
and okay, buyback and then okay. Yes. That's a cool move.
Yeah. I can personally not recommend that to buy back and get into it. you really need to know your limits, because if you die then again, then you basically throw all of your advantage.
Yeah.
It's a
I mean,
very risky move.
I played a lot of Fever, and like I just did that kind of thing with Fever in just one game. I don't really want to throw my games either. But when you do it, it looks so cool.
Definitely. So he pushed out mid, and then he's strafing towards bottom, just to keep the lanes pushed in, and PA can do whatever she wants.
I mean, this game is okay. Now I can see it's really over.
Yeah, it's very difficult for the enemies. So basically, they have to smoke. If they would smoke right now and kill Ember again, then they can still turn it. But unless Ember plays really aggressive and makes mistakes, then I think it's his to win the game. They actually counter smoke that. Yeah, and they found him. So it's actually like, it's super nice. The reads, the enemies thought exactly the same. What we want to do is we want to smoke and kill Ember, and they thought, well, that's probably what I want to do. So we're gonna smoke and kill them while they're trying to smoke. And now he's cutting waves again.
I've never seen that kind of maneuver before. And they also counter smoke, so that's even surprising. These guys are good.
Yeah, they're really good players. He's pushing out waves again. And from here, I think it's really just a matter of discipline. Not to die right now, and to wait for PA item timings, and then take Broche, and then finish the game.
Why can't just like PA joins with them and they just push the towers constantly at this point? Do they really need the PA to farm like her items? Because she is going to get them eventually by fighting.
Fighting is always a risk. If you fight, there's always a chance of you dying and getting back with your advantage, and it depends on the hero. I think if you're, for example, an Ursa and you bought the Fusel Blade and Blink Dagger, then you wanna continuously fight. You wanna take every opportunity that you can get. You have low cooldowns anyway, so you're just gonna jump in and get every single kill. But if you're a Phantom Assassin or any hero that buys a farming item, every single minute that you don't fight, you basically wasted your net worth that you invested for the farming item. So in this case, Battle Fury is like 4,100 gold. You want to use that because the biggest strength of your hero right now is that you flash farm. And you farm quicker than any other hero on the map right now. So if you don't use this potential, if you don't use this power, then you're putting yourself on a disadvantage. So as a PA, I would be just trying to farm as much as possible. You can join team fights. For example, this looks like a really good team fight to join. Because many spells have been used already, the ulti has been used on Earth already, and we see that a lot of people are in really bad situation right now. So we can go and clean them up, sure. But we want to finish the Desolator, and then maybe one more item, BKB or something like that. Then we can get Roche, and then we can, with like a 95% chance, we can finish the game.
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
Look at that. Yeah, this is actually close again. That's actually close. Imagine they wouldn't understand their limits as good as they do, and this Ember dies without buyback, and this PA dies and isn't able to farm for like the next minute. The net worth swing would be incredible. Just the amount of gold that you could get from killing a 13-to-1 Ember, and to kill a PA that's like what, 6-to-1, and you have your troll free farming. If they would have managed to win that fight, this game could have turned. So you gotta be really, really careful with that.
Can you rewind to the fight? I was a bit late, like a bit slow to catch. Okay.
Alright, so they catch the Bristol, they see Bristol, and they initiate on the Bristol. And this is, I think, the reason why the game was close, why the fight was close, because they tried to kill the most tanky dude at the beginning. Usually you kill the supports first, but they don't see the supports. And it's because, there's no...
I think this is okay, like I would have gone for the 2.
I didn't catch that, sorry.
I mean, they had also vision, and the sports weren't there, so I get it.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, you're right. And then they get a really nice wall.
This is the moment I will panic. Does he get out? Does he replace Remnant while he's in like a W?
Let's see, let's see. He's getting stunned here. He's getting silenced. And now it's time for Remnant. There it goes. It's really slow though. Movement speed gets slowed. Yeah, that was super close.
Lion is the MP. Okay. Like I can't really tell if the guy is. I mean, obviously he's good, but if if he played well or it was just a Lion saving them. Like
Yeah.
yeah, that's the issue with me. I just go in and die most of the times. If I'm like stuck in the fight.
Yeah, and it's it's super close, and this situation, something like this makes me always really anxious because this is like textbook how to throw a game. You initiate on the strongest enemy hero while you don't see anybody on the map. That's how you do it. But he manages to win the fight, which is great. Of course, they get even stronger from this. And it's the first time we see him split push. When I started to play Ember, I tried to play it with TP boots, so I sit in base and I set Remnant and I TP and then I go back and I TP. And of course
that's the best thing, no?
Yeah, that's horrible. Yeah, don't do that.
What? Really?
Yeah, it's
okay. Yeah.
And it's super bad because all of the time you're all you do is you're basically a strong creep, and Ember can do much more.
Wait, maybe that's why I'm losing games.
Yeah, I guess.
I split push all the time. Because I feel like you can just join the fights, but yeah, he is always with his team. Okay.
The reason why such a soft split push doesn't really work is because you can push like 1 or 2 waves, and then you go back and you do it somewhere else. The pressure is never high enough on one side of the map to actually get an objective from it. Like you can push a couple of waves, but then even if you're standing at the tower as an Ember, you're not strong enough to take this alone. So your force is always a little bit annoying, but it's never enough to really impact the game as a split push Ember.
If like you are in a defending position and you're
yeah. If you're defending, then you can do something like that. You can be like, okay, we just need a little bit of more time. Let's defend for like 2 minutes until my carry gets BKB or something like that. Then you can do it.
Okay, now things are getting in place.
So he's just looking for kills at this point. Usually the map looks a little bit different. Usually you play at the enemy safe lane and you try to take this tower slowly because we're approaching like minute 18, 19, 20. We can take those objectives and we can take Roche. But this is classical Ember gameplay or really high mobile heroes. You just take every advantage you can get to move around the map and get every free kill that you can find.
Yeah, I just want to mention, like I am allergic to like creeps dying in the middle of the lane because no one is there. So like of course they just want to fight, but like I don't know. Like I will just go for the mid lane creeps right now. Like if there will not Roshan or like stuff, but I think they just group up all the time.
Yeah. So from a value perspective, I think mid lane needs to be pushed out, but the main reason is to pressure mid lane and to get the information and to see if enemies are responding. And net worth is generated, or it's not that important to sit at the mid lane and take every single last hit anymore. Of course, you want to push out waves to boost your net worth, but you can also like take the jungle camps and then the wave and then jungle camps and wave again. And if you find the hero, it's really worth a lot. Not only because you get the gold from the hero, but he's like on a timer. If he dies for 60 seconds, he's not farming 60 seconds. And for example, a Phantom Assassin can clear the whole jungle in 60 seconds. So basically you take 1k net worth away from them if you kill them once.
Okay. That makes sense. I get it.
And he's rotating bottom again. So what I would recommend typically is really standard procedure. As a mid laner, you take the enemy mid lane tower first, then you take the enemy safe lane tower, then you take Roche, and then you take mid lane tower, safe lane tower, Roche, mid lane, safe lane, Roche, finish. This is like standard on how to play every single game. And then sometimes it doesn't work, or sometimes it's like difficult to get the tower, and then you can do something else. But if you aim for that, I think that's a good game plan.
Why did he rush like the Kaya and Sage and like also the Glepner right after, and not like any defensive items?
This is defensive. It's part defensive and part offensive. So the Sage, it gives you strength and status resistance and the health regen amplifier. And so this makes you very tanky, and stuns last shorter. So if you get silenced, for example, by Grimstroke or by Earth Spirit, then the silence will be shorter because he has more status resistance. And then he needs the mana in order to fight. And a lot of his spells are still magical damage or get amplified by the Kaya.
Why not just go for like a BKB first item?
BKB is a single team fight commitment. Like you have a, 60 seconds cooldown? 90 seconds cooldown. So you press it once for the team fight, and then you get out, you wait until it's ready again, and then you team fight again. But as an Ember, Puck, or Queen of Pain, or any mobile hero, you want to constantly look at every opportunity that you get. And unless you absolutely necessarily need BKB, you want to find items that don't limit your tempo.
Like, okay. What do you mean by like you absolutely need? Like, could you give an example?
For example, if he's playing against multiple heroes with a good stun setup. For example, if he has Lion and Shadow Shaman in his enemy team, then Lincolns would not be enough. For example, if he plays against, let's say, a Doom or Legion Commander or Bane or something like this, you can just buy Lincolns. And you don't need a BKB because you just need to dodge one single spell that's going to kill you. And if you play against many heroes that can break your Lincolns and that you definitely don't want to get stunned by because you die, then you need BKB.
You go for like Lincoln's first item against Legion and Doom?
You can get Maelstrom and then maybe Kaya Sanch as well, and then you have to go Lincolns.
Okay.
Yeah. I have so many games, sometimes even against Wind Ranger, because the shackle is so annoying. There are really a lot of games where you can be super, super strong. For example, against Legion Commander, you can be level 16, Legion Commander can be level 12, and she would still kill you with a duel and Blade Mail. So it's really, really annoying. And oftentimes it's difficult to, you can say, well, I will just avoid Legion or only play after duel, but then it's really limited what you can do.
Okay. What about Glepner? Like, I think Aghanim is very strong on Ember. Like a very big power spike. But I don't know. Glepner is also good because it gives you catch and you don't really need much defense in this in this state of the game. Like they're just too ahead. But like I don't know.
Yeah, I think Gleipnir in this game is a little bit better because it helps you to snowball your advantage that you have already. And Aghanims is going to be less useful later on. I want to see what he decides. He's the better Ember player in this case. But in my opinion, Aghanims amplifies your mobility and your magical damage. And mobility and magical damage doesn't kill those heroes. It doesn't kill Bristleback and it doesn't kill Troll. So we need something that locks them down, that keeps them there, and then we need continuous damage to get through them. And we want to snowball as quick as we can to get to a point where Phantom Assassin takes over the game and provides the damage, and we provide the area control and the poke and the initiation and things like that.
Okay. So wait, what's the point of getting the Aghanim then? I don't know. It's just feels like overall like good because like you get more range on like in the remnants, more damage. I don't know. Damage is not that used maybe, but also they go faster. So
Yeah,
it's always like it's both good for catching and running away.
yeah. So if you have long team fights and your mobility is the deciding factor of your living. For if you play against heroes that you can kite really well, that have low lockdown, and you can just get through them all the time, then Aghanim's I think is really, really great.
Okay, okay.
In this
I get
case, I just think mobility is not the key thing here. Of course, you want to get away from like difficult situations, but I think one remnant is fine enough then. And even if you sub through them like 50 times, this troll and bristleback is still not gonna die. But maybe he's deciding. We can watch the replay. Maybe he's deciding to go Aghanim's after it, and we can see if it works or not. So I don't know what his decision is so far.
Is under siege.
I don't know. If he doesn't want to pick Aghanim after this, I will just get a shard and like Hex probably.
Radiant's top tower is
This
being
game.
attacked.
Okay.
No?
My line of thinking would be Hex is a control item, and we have heroes that have that as their abilities. Like with a shaman and with a line, they should be enabling us with a lot of control. And
Yeah, yes. Like, I mean, they would. Sure.
yeah, it depends on how good the teammates are. But then my line of thinking would be, okay, we need something to make sure that the bristleback and the troll dies. Because those small heroes like Grimstroke and Earth, once they get stunned, they should be definitely dead by PA damage and by the damage that you can bring. And the difficult thing is Troll and Bristleback. And we could do that by either buying an item like Shiva's or Skadi, because Shiva's has, what is it called? Regen reduction, reduces the attack speed and regeneration and lifesteal. And this is really great against heroes like Troll or Bristleback, because they rely on their high HP and on long fights. And if you diminish their ability to heal during the fight, then the fight is going to be shorter and they're going to be weaker.
Yeah.
And Skadi,
Yeah. Sorry, go.
And Skadi would be the same line of thinking. Or you could go for a damage item like, I don't know, Daedalus or even Blathorn or something crazy.
Bloodthorn. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Never thought. Bloodthorn is actually a good item on Ember, no?
It's not that typical, I think. But if you're stomping like this and you have an extra silence, I don't know.
Yeah. I also thought of Shiva, but I was like I thought it wouldn't be much more effective for Troll. I don't know, because Troll is like much like more like he's on low health always, and he just wants to like ulti and get kills that way. So
yeah,
I don't know. That's my way of thinking. I don't have much experience. I will just get for the Shiva for the bristleback, but like then I felt like, why not just get Hex if you can block the passive with Hex, and you can also Hex Troll. That was what I thought. But yeah, you just have Line and Shaman.
But yeah, but you're absolutely right. Yeah, and I just think, yeah, as you say, the supports, they should be able to do the job.
Okay.
The sad thing is that he actually doesn't have to, like the game finishes and he doesn't buy an item after this. So we will never know what he would go for.
I mean, I feel like, yeah, okay. I mean, the game is pretty over.
Yeah, the lead is amazing. And this is a good scenario of like seeing a Ember in a winning position and what he's supposed to do. This is like what Ember should look like. And then, of course, it would be interesting to see a game that's more even, and then to see, okay, how he's playing, what item decision does he make, and what are the moves. Yeah. End. Lovely.
5k.
Yeah. All right. Let's get through this. Yeah, and he's just getting wave. And
would you mind like if I play a few games, like would you mind checking out them sometime later?
Sure. Love to do that.
Okay. I'm sorry. Like I really didn't know. Like 8 days are very short time span. I don't know. But like nothing changes in 8 days either. Like the game is in the same page. Why do they get lost?
I don't know. I don't know how that mechanic works. Maybe there are too many games to save after 8 days. Too much data.
I guess. Yeah, I guess. Okay. Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, cool. Then let me summarize a little bit. If for the next games, try to get as much CS as you can before the 5-minute mark. It's like 25 last hits at 5 minutes is really good, and then around 15, 10 minutes, and then you try to be, I don't know, if you're approaching 20 minutes and you can get near 200 last hits, that would be amazing. Then you're really, really high into the last hits. And then try to get the objectives, try to get the enemy mid lane tower and enemy safe lane, and then look for Roche and try to navigate your teammates a little bit. I think that's the goal. Yeah.
Definitely. I was pushing all the games.
Uh-huh.
And okay. I didn't know that was bad.
Yeah.
No idea.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Then good luck with your games and see you next time.
Sure. Okay. I'll text you, I guess. Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks a lot, Gio Vega.
You're welcome. See you then.
Yeah. Bye.